Hello everybody and welcome back to RogueTech, where we are ready to run the Flashpoint. This is a point of no return, and this is going to be really interesting. So what mechs do we want to bring? We want to bring these mechs. I've already got that set up for us. We can actually only bring 4 mechs. That was something I discovered when I was thinking about, before this episode, what mechs we might want to bring to this. I hopped in here and was ready to go. And actually, I did deploy it, and the game crashed. So here we are. Typical RogueTech things. But hey, at least I restarted the episode, so you guys don't have to waste like 10 minutes. So that is nice. We are going to deploy this exactly as I did previously, and hopefully we will run into the same enemies, but this being RogueTech, we probably will not. We did have a heavy rocket carrier in that last one, and it did not get a chance to fire yet before the game crashed, but I think it was going to, and it was going to hurt. So there is that. Maybe we won't run into that guy, but we're expecting to definitely run into some dangerous units here. This is a 5-skull mission. We can only deploy 4 mechs. It's gonna be spicy no matter what we're up against. So let's see what we've got. I would prefer it, honestly, if it was exactly the same op4 that it was before, so that I could, like, just, you know, not have to deal with essentially a save scum of not my own creation. But there we are. And I figured it was like 15, well, it wasn't really 15, it was like 11 minutes into the video that it crashed last time, and I was just like, honestly, that's half the video. Like, why even bother uploading that half of the video at this point? Sometimes RogueTech crashes, especially when it's under a period of active development, which it is right now. Fair enough. I'm not going to be too concerned about it. However, the patch notes did say that there's a new flashpoint that they've added with quad mechs. Now that's interesting. Quad mechs are questionably canon, but there are definitely big fans of quad mechs. And I'm not necessarily going to claim that I'm one of them, but I'm not really going to claim that I'm not one of them either. So we need to destroy Bauman Group mercenaries. We found the Dobrev, and this time is in no condition to run. Time is of the essence here, so we're going to deploy alongside the Motorbjorn's drones. Hit the Bauman Group fast, hit them hard, and wipe the AO clean. After we've taken the Dobrev, we'll discuss our next steps. And the Black Widow and the Bounty Hunter are already on their way. Now, you may ask why I chose the particular mechs that I did. I wanted one mech that could quickly shred armor at medium to close range. That is the Salamander. Yeah, they're preparing to make a last stand. Last stand? Unlikely. They're hired guns, not zealots. They're probably just trying to hold the wreck long enough for Bauman's salvage teams to finish looting it. That's still longer than we can afford. If we don't clean out that derelict, the Black Widow and the Bounty Hunter are going to come down right on top of us. We don't want to be here when they arrive. My drones are online and ready to assist you, Commander. They will divide the enemy and provide you with fire support. And Yang and I are standing by to board the wreck of the Dobrev as soon as the AO is clear. Okay, so as I was saying, I wanted a mech that medium range could quickly shred. That's the Salamander. The Corsair is intended to be the long-range direct fire support. The Bull Shark is, of course, our artillery. And the Orion is kind of a hybrid between the Bull Shark and the Corsair. We're a little bit short on close-range brawlers here, but that's kind of by design. If we need to bring in a close-range brawler for the next mission, we can. We move up here, we don't see the enemies just yet, but that gives us our contact. A Rotunda, this is definitely different. Actually, this is quite a bit weaker than last time. Oh, that's sad. I mean, the Rotunda shoots at us and gets a couple hits there, but they had the heavy rocket carrier that was the big threat, and then they also had a Thunderbolt that I actually one-shot, and then they had a pair of Mackeys, which are not fantastic mechs, I suppose. This is not super threatening. These are behaving basically the same. The 2 Mackeys ran off this way, and the vehicle was parked like right here. We were up here. It couldn't fire just yet, but it's a little sad because I'm definitely thinking that this is going to be simpler to get through than last time, which I'm not necessarily okay with. I'm not going to build up heat here. Let's just see if this one-shots the Rotunda. And indeed it does. I mean, we one-shot the Thunderbolt last time too, so I guess this is fair enough.
Receiving you.
The Orion is going to position here. We actually get direct LOS on the Ontos, and we'll see what we can do here. I mean, that thing could do some damage. Okay. We'll see what they decide to do. The Ontos moves now. The Charger moves up over this way. Yeah, that's exactly what the mechs were doing last time, and I was unsure why they were taking that tack. But, okay. As far as our drones go, these are, I think, the same drone variants that we had previously, so that is fine. A tag there. Okay. The Bull Shark is just going to step forward, and we're going to fire on the Ontos, but I think that we're not going to fire the Long Tom. We are going to Warlord because these odds aren't great, but everything else we'll just pot shot here. See what we get. Not a whole lot. The Ontos is pretty heavily armored, so that's not shocking. The SLDF medium drone moves up, fires on the Ontos, gets no damage in. Okay.
What do you need?
So the Corsair can move up over here. This is obstructed LOS. We're not expecting great hit odds here, but let's see. Yeah, they're okay. Actually, that's probably a kill on the Ontos. Not quite, but a destruction on the track propulsion means that the Ontos will die very shortly. In fact, the drones may kill it here. Okay. And now the question is, does the crash repeat itself? They've already moved a little bit differently, but it was after this round that the crash happened last time. SLDF medium drone moves up, fires on the Ontos, gets some Infernos in there, only hits armor. Little sad there. Ah, this must be why it crashed previously. A new dropship spawns in. Okay, that must have been the problem then. But it looks like we made it through this time, so that is great. Hunchback moves up, taking a bit of a position on top of that hill, firing on the heavy drone.
Yes, Commander.
We can get direct LOS on it with the Salamander over here. We're kind of yielding the drop zone to the Bauman group, but I feel like we're doing that no matter what right now. Let's go ahead and just fire on this Hunchback. I'm even going to Warlord this specifically for the clustering roll modifier. This could easily kill the Hunchy. It's a lot of damage. Surprisingly, not a lot transferred into the CT there. We must have hit a lot of arms first. We can move the Orion over and finish off the Hunchy. I'm even going to Warlord it to guarantee the kill. This should definitely be a kill.
Everything I've got.
There we go. One dead Hunchy.
Enemy down.
We still need to defeat the Ontos over here. It moves now, and it'll get some damage out. It's not anywhere near as big of a one-hit as the heavy rocket launcher would have been. But I guess it's what we've got. Oh, weird. It goes and hides behind the rocks. In that case, I guess we reserve and see what the Charger does, if it gives us a target or not.
Reserving action.
Otherwise, we can start making our way out over this way. Way out over here. I don't know what the point behind that is. But okay. If that's what they want to do, I guess that's fine. The medium drone moves up. And no hits on the Ontos again. Cool.
Awaiting orders.
The Bull Shark is just going to move over here. And honestly, let's finish off the Ontos. I just want to pop it with the Long Tom here. This is probably a kill. There we go. We even got a little bit of damage out into the other mech, so that's good. The drone firing on the Charger and getting a little bit of damage in there.
Yeah.
At this point, the Corsair is going to sprint off over this way and sink heat. We are expecting the mercenaries to drop in after this round with another lance over here. We'll see what they've got.
Mess them up. Mess them up.
Here they come. An assault lance in decent repair. Incoming transmission. I tire of throwing battle mechs in your way. Every element of your ridiculous crusade is tiresome. I will see you extinguished. I swear it. This isn't even half of our force. We don't know what's over here yet. We need to update our sensors, and we'll move our Orion up to do just that. Heliopolis, a Mackie. That's a heavy rocket carrier like the last one. And a Banshee. Okay. We have to be hitting that heavy rocket carrier.
Target acquired.
We cannot allow it to fire. And that's some good hits, actually.
Commander,
The Bull Shark steps up.
on the move.
We can't warlord it, but we're going to absolutely drop artillery on the heavy rocket carrier, as well as our LRM-20. It's a decent hit with the Long Tom. Not much damage into the rocket carrier, but we should have another turn.
Roger.
We're just going to brace the Salamander here. Okay. The Heliopolis fires indirect, some sort of artillery piece. I'm not sure what it hit or what it was shooting at. We couldn't really see.
Yep.
The Corsair is going to step forward over here. I think we let the Bauman group come to us. Oh, and there has to be is a bonus for the combat drones. Okay. The Charger is actually giving us a solid LOS here. Fires on that heavy drone. Cool. The heavy rocket carrier positions out over here. That's actually a terrible spot for it. It doesn't threaten us at all over here. A Mackie closes in a bit. This is a Banshee and a Heliopolis, of course. They're just kind of spreading out right now, probably to try to avoid our Long Tom. Fair enough. The SLDF medium drone fires on that Charger and doesn't get any hits. I'm surprised because that's skylined. I feel like they should get hits there, but I guess they rolled poorly. Second medium drone firing at the Charger. That one came in indirect, strangely enough. Okay. Heavy drone also firing at the Charger, getting some pulse laser hits, as well as a few missile hits there. Good armor shred, actually. That's neat. Heavy drone firing at that Charger as well. Getting less good armor shred there, but still okay. To the point where our Salamander should finish the job here. I think that this is a kill. I legitimately do.
All weapons are go. Think I hit something good.
Apparently not. Our missiles spread out very wide. Oh, that Charger has basically no weapons left. It was pretty much all rockets and one energy weapon. The Bull Shark is going to step forward, and it has to go for that heavy rocket carrier. We have no option here. We're even going to warlord it. The heavy rocket carrier must go.
Engaging target.
We started a fire there, and the heavy rocket carrier is very low on health at this point, or rather armor. I don't think that that heavy rocket carrier is going to get a chance to fire, so that is good for us, I suppose. The Orion moves up, and I want to continue shooting at that rocket carrier.
Engaging target.
I want to guarantee. Armor is penetrated.
Think I hit something good.
We got a crit there. It's in the turret.
What do you need?
Not ideal. The Corsair is going to move over here, and this is a guaranteed kill on the Charger. 100%.
Roger.
Although, not if we miss like that. That was a lot of misses. I'm actually surprised. Skylined and unsteady like that? We had good odds, but didn't roll very well there. That's a knockdown on the Charger. The drones will finish it off. I'm not concerned. The heavy rocket carrier moves through the fire. SLDF medium drone moving up and firing on the rocket carrier. That's actually a good target priority, but right now I would prefer that it finish off the Charger, in all honesty. We'll finish that with a Long Tom. The Mackie moves up, does nothing of note. Medium drone also firing at the rocket carrier. I mean, Motor Bjorn is also identifying this as a threat, but it's not a threat as long as it's down there, right? Like, it doesn't have LOS and it's not going to get it anytime soon. That Charger really struggling up there. That's a interesting angle to be standing at. Heavy drone hitting the heavy rocket carrier, but not getting very much done. But yeah, look at that angle. I don't want to look at the heavy drone right now. Sure, you're firing at the Heliopolis. That's all well and good. Actually, those are good hits. But this is what I want to look at. That looks healthy. Very healthy indeed.
How's it going?
Our salamander is going to finish the job. Honestly, we're not going to fire the ATMs and only one MRM.
Target acquired.
There we go. Charger is
That's a
down.
kill.
We sink heat. Okay, the Heliopolis is climbing the hill a bit, firing on that heavy drone. It's got artillery. That's all well and good. Our bull shark is going to step forward, and we're going to fire our own artillery at that rocket carrier. I do expect this to be a kill.
Target locked.
Apparently not.
Target's taking a critical hit.
Oh, that's so close. That is so close to a
Good
kill.
to go.
To the
On my
point where
way.
I'm wondering if we even fire with the Orion on it. Let's do it. I want to guarantee the kill. We're just going to fire the single LRM-20. That's got to be a kill. Okay, so the rocket carrier gets no chance to fire. That's great. That rocket carrier would have shredded one of our mechs. Probably not quite killed it, but done a lot of damage.
Yeah.
The Corsair is going to sprint off over this direction and sink
Understood.
heat.
Moving fast.
We need to advance over this way to fight these guys in direct LOS. We're also going to advance the Salamander up this hill. The medium drones are probably just going to lob some indirect fire missiles over and not really going to hit anything of note. That's okay. We're not too concerned about that. Yeah, they're not going to do anything really. For our artillery, the Heliopolis kind of becomes the priority target now. We don't really care too much about this Mackie, I feel like. What does that even have? And I think they're using FTL missiles, which is why they're all missing. But what does that even have on it? AC-10, dual medium lasers, PPC. Yeah, that's not very threatening. Heliopolis moves up, fires on this heavy drone, continuing to do armor damage, as expected.
Commander.
Our Salamander is going to sprint up this hill, but we don't get LOS, and that's okay. The Banshee running around over there. That's fine. Okay. Mackie running around a bit. That's fine.
Commander.
Our Orion is going to sprint up over this direction. And we're going to start lobbing missiles at the Heliopolis. We'll even Warlord it. Bring that up to 37%. We actually broke through the armor here. I don't think that's where the sniper artillery is. I think the sniper artillery is in the arm. Okay.
Yep.
The Corsair is going to sprint up. It requires
Bugging out.
a direct LOS to be useful. The
Standing
Bull Shark
by.
is going to step forward,
Moving
and we're
to
going to
position.
fire on that Heliopolis. We're starting to see some heat build up, and that's a little bit of a concern, but we'll continue to pound that Heliopolis a little bit with the artillery. Okay.
That's gonna hurt.
Gonna get... We're getting some crits in there. That's great.
Fast enough
The
with
medium
my
drone
damage.
moves up, fires on the Mackie, which also had its structure exposed, but I think that's in the rear arc, which isn't tremendously useful. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. We're going to get LOS with our Salamander this round. Or next round, rather. So that's okay. Those gotta be FTL missiles, right? Like, FTL is actually really bad in this situation, and I would not want to be using FTL. Okay. Just completely missing with all of those. Okay, round 21. Who moves? Heliopolis steps up, fires on this heavy drone. Still only getting
Standing
armor
by.
damage. And we step in with our Salamander.
Confirmed.
We are going to Vigilance it because it is exposed. But this Heliopolis, I think, dies here. We'll even Warlord it for the clustering.
Firing. Full complement.
Goodbye, Heliopolis. Been nice knowing you.
Salvage that.
Standing by.
Our Orion is going to sprint up. I would love to see a direct LOS over here. Sadly, it looks like we don't get one.
Understood. Moving fast.
We could fire on the Orion, or rather the Mackie here. There is that exposed rear arc. Odds are slightly higher on the Banshee. We'll take those. Okay.
Yeah.
The Corsair, of course, needs direct LOS, and we'll sprint up. Let's see what they do here. Only 2 of them left. Okay, getting some hits on the Salamander. That's why we vigilanced it.
Commander.
Now, the Bull Shark can fire on either of these. We're going to go for the Banshee because it's the harder one to hit. We're not going to fire the LRM-20 so that we sink a little heat.
Firing on target.
That is a direct hit on that Banshee.
Heat damage. Damn it.
Fantastic. Medium drone firing on the Mackie, not getting anything really done. Again, I think they're using FTL missiles, and FTL missiles are really bad in this situation. They have their uses, right? But this is not them. This is not the time for FTL missiles. The time for FTL missiles is when you have a basically guaranteed shot and you want them to cluster. See, there they all hit, which is why I think that it's FTL, because they're either all hitting or all missing. 95% sure that that's FTL missiles. Okay.
Receiving you.
Our Salamander is actually going to start climbing down this hill with the careful maneuvers. This does still allow us to fire after we move, right? I think so. Although, we'd want to move here. Because we want to still be able to fire at this Mackie, for sure. I'm going to not fire the ATMs.
Copy that.
963 internal damage. Okay, that's definitely a bug. But hey, engine destruction. I guess we'll take it.
Destroy.
So all that's left now is the Banshee. We'll see what it does. Kind of runs around a bit. Okay.
Waiting for orders.
So we want to take the Orion up onto this ridge. Ooh, look at that. That's a rear arc. Direct LOS, although it is obstructed LOS. But we still have great hit odds. Take it.
Our weapons are go.
A lot of good damage there.
Yep.
Can the Corsair get into a rear arc as well? It can. This Banshee's dead, I think. Well, these hit odds aren't the best. We'll go ahead and Warlord it. That does help.
I have the advantage.
A lot of armor destruction there.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to
Awaiting
then, of
orders.
course, move up with the Bull Shark. Drop an artillery on it.
Taking the shot.
Kaboom. Right into that rear arc. That may even be a knockdown. It is. Now, with the knockdown, of course, we can't hit the rear arc, but that's okay.
I'm starting to cook.
So our medium drone moves up, fires on that Banshee. FTL missiles means it's a miss. That's ranged, indirect FTL missiles. Like, yeah, it's not going to go well. Very small chance. Okay. Cool.
Let's do this.
So the Salamander is, of course, going to have to do some careful maneuvers again to allow it to come down off that cliff. And then we're just going to sink heat. I fully believe that our other 3 mechs are capable of defeating the Banshee here.
Target confirmed.
That's a huge chunk of armor shredded off.
Critical hit. Watch my heat. I'm taking damage.
And the Orion gets the kill. I'm 99% sure of this.
Firing a full salvo.
And there we go.
Tango.
That's done it, Commander. The Bauman Group's defenses have crumbled. Then it's time to go. Yang, Dr. Murad, get in there. We've got our window to search the Dobrev, but it's already beginning to close. Motor Bjorn, how long do you think it'll take to find your charts on the ship's nav computer? Unknown. The Dobrev has suffered an unspecified amount of damage from a series of misjumps. Given its current position, it could also be flooded. It's impossible to say what condition its navigation computer will be in until I examine it myself. We'll find out soon enough. I'll check back in with you after you've gotten back up to the Argo, Commander. Murad out.
Mission successful.
Okay. So I guess we don't need to escort the drones. I did see an objective to escort them to the evac point, but apparently we don't have to do that because we defeated the Op Fort. Sounds good. In terms of salvage, are we interested in anything really there? Actually, maybe. We didn't really take much damage. A little bit of armor. 80 tons on the rocket carrier? It's not worth that much. Okay. I was thinking if that rocket carrier was a low tonnage vehicle with that kind of one-shot damage capacity, it might be worthwhile. I don't think so, though, looking at it. We do have Banshee parts already. Mackie parts are worth 1.1 million. So are Banshee parts. We could always get another MRM-40. That's nice to have around, for sure. Everything else here is kind of mediocre. Honestly, tandem MRM ammo would be funny to have. We'll go ahead and do that, just in case. And also grab another ton of MRM ammo as a backup. But I think from here, we're just going to grab Banshee parts. And we're probably going to end up scrapping those later on, but for now, we'll call that good. We did get a bunch of heavy carrier parts. I mean, we got a lot of salvage, don't get me wrong. This AC-10 can go away. LBX AC-20, no thanks. A medium pulse laser, no. A PPC here, we're good. Rocket Pack 20s, honestly, we'll keep those around. Small lasers, we're okay. Tandem rocket 20s, sure. Armor, basic cockpit, engine core 160. Missile accuracy FCS, we've got one. Standard FCS, no thanks. Generic heat sinks, small jump jets, primitive cockpits and sensors, and generic structure. Okay. We'll call that good. Well, this is going to be interesting for sure. How much you want to bet that the Bounty Hunter and the Black Widow show up at the same time? I wonder if they're going to fight each other. I know I've done this before. I legitimately don't remember. No memory of that whatsoever. We'll find out. We may have a debrief here. We'll see. If we do, we'll go through that. Otherwise, it is time to put a cut in. So once we are back at the main screen, I'll go ahead and do that. Yeah, we do definitely have a bit of a debrief here. Okay, Commander. I've plugged the motor Bjorn into the Dobrev, and it's working to access the derelict's navigation logs. This ship is strange. Very Spartan. Very cold. Never seen anything quite like it. It's just a ship, Doc. Try not to read too much into it. As far as the salvage op is concerned, we're making progress, but it's slow. Most of the ship's already been picked clean by the Bauman Group. We're analyzing the Dobrev schematics for anything they may have missed, hidden cargo bays, that sort of thing, but it's going to take time. Keep looking. Motor Bjorn, what's the status of the Dobrev's nav computer? Damaged, but operable. Star charts and navigation logs have suffered mild to moderate data loss. In layperson's terms, the files are scrambled, but not irreparably so. Restoring them will take time, however. How much time are we talking about? Unknown. The Dobrev's file system is reminiscent of the technology that was used to build me, but there are differences that I'm at a loss to explain. These unexpected discrepancies are complicating the file recovery process. All of this uncertainty is making me nervous. The Black Widow and the Bounty Hunter are coming, Commander. We don't have time to screw around. Speaking of which, we're being hailed. It's Bauman. I'm surprised he hasn't crawled off with his tail between his legs. Put him on the view screen. Congratulations, Commander. You've won. Behold the fruits of your victory. The flooded wreck of a doomed ship. The carcass of a marvel. Cut to the chase, Bauman. What do you want? What do you think? I want you to collect your team and leave. I won't force you. I've grown weary of feeding individuals into the meat grinder that you call a company. But perhaps the carrot will succeed where the stick has failed. I will pay you 2 million C-bills for what's left of the Dobrev. That's my offer. Take it or leave it. I'm gonna leave it. Pass on that. Hard pass. I've muted our mics. He can't hear us. I don't know about the rest of you, but cutting and running is sounding really good to me right now. The Bounty Hunter and the Black Widow are on their way here, in person, to take that ship. If Notker Bauman wants to pay us to walk away from that, I say we let him. No, Simure, no way. We cannot do this, Commander. We're on the cusp of solving one of the greatest mysteries in the history of the human race. If the Motor Bjorn is allowed to finish its task, if it recovers those navigation charts, we could find what became of the Star League. That's more important than money. I don't want to leave yet either. I didn't drag my entire salvage crew onto this sunken death trap just to walk away with nothing. Besides, do you really want to stab Mama Bear in the back? It's a machine, Yang. It isn't like his feelings will get hurt. Look, the Motor Bjorn story is sympathetic. I get that. But this quest it's on, finding the Star League in super deep space, maybe hundreds of KF jumps away, is a pipe dream. Deep down, you all know there's nothing out there. Your Mama Bear is chasing ghosts. Your answer, please. Your minute is up, and I have business elsewhere to attend to. No. The Dobrev is ours. Absolutely. And you are a great fool. But that is your prerogative, I suppose. When you fail to extract anything of value from your shipwreck, remember the offer you turned away. Goodbye, Commander. Yet 2 million C-bills is like nothing. I don't care. That's that then. We're about to get our shit kicked in by the 2 biggest badasses in the known universe, and we gave up 2 million C-bills for the opportunity. Excuse me while I find a corner to weep quietly in. I need your head in the game, Meyer. Get frosty now. We don't have much time before our enemies arrive, and we'd better be ready when they do. Okay, 5 days, 30,000 C-bills. Sounds great. 2 hours later. Okay, we're still going. It's time, Commander. I've got a visual on the Black Widow's dropship, and the Argo sensors just picked up an emergent signature that probably came from the Bounty Hunter. Anyone want to take bets on which of them will kill us all first? Neither. We're going to fight them, and we're going to win. This company built itself up from nothing. We fought for every inch of the progress we've made, and when the day is done, we'll be the frontier mercenaries who fought against not 1, but 2 living legends. And 1. Honest to God giant killers. And it'll happen, because that's what we are. The XO did get a little flowery with his words there, but he's right. Now get the Black Widow on the line. Moments after Sumire sends the hail, the Black Widow's face swims onto your view screen. Her expression radiates hostility. Whatever good fortune you've been coasting on just ran out, Commander. When your cockpit collapses in around you, remember that I gave you a way out of this. Remember that you refused it. You want a piece of me. The feeling's mutual. So you can consider this a formal challenge. We fight, lance against lance. Winner takes a derelict. This is actually a really good way to go after a clanner. I like it. You're stalling, trying to buy time. For what, I wonder? The Dobrev will never fly again, that much is obvious. Perhaps you're looting her for trinkets, but it doesn't matter. None of your people are going to make it off this rock alive. We'll make you eat those words, Kerensky. Our lance will meet you on the battlefield. And I will bury them there. She cuts the line. You know, boss, even if you manage to disable the Black Widow's mech somehow, she'll just eject and get in another one. It's only a matter of time before she makes it to the Dobrev. I don't know about you, Doc, but I don't want to be around when she gets here. We're on the same page, believe me. The moment the Motor Bjorn finishes collecting its navigation logs, we'll be ready to run. After we're safely back aboard the Argo, the Black Widow can do whatever she wants with the Dobrev. We won't need it. We don't need to protect the derelict indefinitely, I get that. But there's one thing I haven't gotten a straight answer on yet. How the hell are we supposed to win a fight against the Black Widow? And how the double hell are we supposed to beat her and the Bounty Hunter at the same time? We won't need to beat them. All we need to do is live long enough for them to beat each other. Because they hate each other. Right. The blood feud she told us about back on Appian. This could work. Still scared shitless, mind you, but yeah. Could work. It's worth a shot. I'll have my team back on the Argo hump the Bounty Hunter's crate into the Leopard's cargo bay. In theory, it'll lure him right to us. Commander gave us a plan, people. It's our jobs to carry it out. Now get your war faces on. The enemy is at our doorstep, and we're going to show them how it's done. Indeed, we are. Great frame, Darius. I like the blink. He's got a great blink going on there. With that, it is past time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to see about shredding a couple of legends. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings. And I will see you all next time.